Hello and welcome to those who stumble across us. Heresy. Oh boy. New Despoilers coming. Isn't that fantastic? Well, let's see how Games Workshop has managed to fuck this up. Heresy Thursday. Spice up your legions with chainsaw-wielding Despoiler squads. The iconic version of a space marine is that of a warrior striding into battle, firing self-propelled explosive munitions from their trusty bolter, and with the fire ricocheting off their ceramite armor. But perhaps the only thing more exhilarating than a towering super soldier with a rocket-propelled machine gun is the same guy with a 5-foot chainsaw in the shape of a sword. This is precisely the conclusion that the Legionis Astartes came to during that great crusade. Well, look at that. Doesn't he look fantastic? Kinda odd, though. It looks like just a generic Mark 6 body. Well, this is why. It's a shitty upgrade kit. And a very bad one at that. It's... These aren't bad looking by themselves, alright? But there's only 5 of them. And so you need squads of at least 10. You probably want squads of 15 or 20, honestly. And well, all the bolt pistols are on the same arm, all the chainswords are on the same arm. The heavy chainsword's not much bigger than the regular chainsword. The elbow joint's slightly different from all the other Mark 6 ones for reasons. I think this looks better, but like it can be odd looking. It's just weird. And also it's just the power X. Like there's a lot bizarre here. And obviously there's the bullshit at the bottom where it's like this is a resin upgrade kit, so that's gonna be fun for those who hate using resin. And don't worry, more plastic infantry is in production. This isn't the Age of Darkness isn't just about tanks. Well, this is clearly because the constant bitching has finally someone has caught on and heard, which is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's good to complain about things that are absolutely asinine that the company is doing. Like, very occasionally, they'll actually listen. How could you have so many problems with an upgrade kit? Well, 1, they're going to be expensive as fuck. 2, they're probably going to be maybe not as expensive as these ones, but I would imagine close. Also, just all the chainswords are just kind of... they're just ever so slightly different, which is fine. I would like to have seen a little bit of variation in the sword patterns, but that's more of a just me thing, because I use a lot of ramshackle look to my armies, because Heresy, Mark 5, best mark. And them all being on the same arm is also just irritating, because you look right here is bolt pistol and chainsword and different arms. The Mark 5 assault squad, same thing. Hell, even the old Despoiler squad. So that's just a bit odd, and it's just going to a pure resin is just kind of shitty, considering the heavy weapons, special weapons, and all this. They've been plastic. And it's not like it would have been hard to figure out what to put in this kit either, you know. Probably 10 chainswords, 10 chain axes, 10 close combat knives, and then like a couple of different power weapons and the heavy chainsword, just a few of, you know, each variant. And that probably would have been a good enough thing for a special weapons upgrade set. Would people have been annoyed about probably the close, like just combat knives? Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, it's something. you could have used it to fill out the kit if you wanted to screw people over into buying multiple kits to get all the chainswords, which they clearly do as a company. So it's just odd. And hopefully people aren't going to be clamoring to buy this. I know there are lots of individuals with poor self-control, but there are much better ways to go about getting these, getting close combat weapons. You just go to various bits markets You can get some chain swords from the Chaos Space Marines. And you might be like, but they're a bit chaosy. Oh, let's just chop off the tooth right there. And I think this one comes with 5 chain swords, 6, 6, 7. Just trim off a little bit of the chaos iconography, and then that's, you got 7 right there. Raptors, same thing. You just gotta get rid of the wee bit of chaos iconography. Well, if you want to use them with Mark 6, just chop the hands off and put them on the bolter arms. That's the other thing, is they're all in the same position, and it's kind of lame. Or at least it looks like the same position. It looks like it'll be, if only a slight variation of this pose, which is going to look kind of goofy. And then, obviously, Assault Marines have a good amount of chain swords. They also have a heavy chain sword in this one, too. Vanguards also have chain swords. Like, I'm not saying to buy these whole kits. I'm saying to go and get the chainsword bits off of whatever various bit seller you're using, whether that be eBay, a Facebook trading group, one of the other third-party websites, even Space Wolves. Yeah, some of them have some of the wolf heads on them and stuff, but like, you can just not use those ones. Or if you're playing Space Wolves, I mean, that fits. There you go. You know, you could even make an argument for if you're playing Warhounds. I don't think people would honestly care, but some might. Probably not, though. Especially the whole... You get quite a few chainswords in this kit, if I remember correctly. Okay, so you just get... the Blood Claws, a lot of chainswords, and even the Thunderwolf Cavalry can give you a few. Again, on both arms. Some variation. Bolt pistols, if you want the what was it, the Phobos pattern, that's gonna be a bit more of a pain to get a Phobos pattern bolt pistols. If you use the Godwin pattern bolt pistol, I don't think people would really care. In all honesty, they might, but fuck them. Or you can just go straight up to a third party, or a third party for your chainswords and bolt pistols. Or what I would probably recommend, honestly, if you want, especially if you're going for a Mark V look, is using the Khorne Berserker kit for Despoilers, because obviously you get rid of the shoulder pads, the helmets, maybe the backpacks if you're so inclined. I like the Anvil style backpack. But depending on the Legion, obviously, you're not going to want the skulls and shit. Change the helmets. But, yeah, you just get rid of the teeth and, some of the trim. And you got Despoilers and plenty of close combat weapons and running poses. And also give you options for chain axes, heavy chain blades. If someone used that as a heavy chain, so I don't think anyone would mind. If you even use it as a power axe, I don't think people would really care. And it just makes me wonder, because and I know it says you got more plastic kits coming out, but why wasn't this plastic? The prevailing theory that I've seen most people come to, which is what I would also guess, is this was a rush job because they saw the push. They're seeing the ever-growing loud noise of people getting pissed off of all tanks all the time. Especially since tanks aren't particularly fantastic for this edition. And you just look and see what people have already been doing with making their own Despoilers. Old Chaos Space Marine. Those chain swords. Would have been cool to see those again. But whether you know someone who has a 3D printer or you just know your various websites to get, there are better options to make Despoilers than this kit. So I would implore you, who might be thinking about, oh yes, I'm really looking forward to this kit, I would implore you to try looking elsewhere. Even if you want to stay within Games Workshop, there are better options with minimal effort required. And yeah, that's all I got. This Despoiler release was just despicable.